Welcome, Guvesa. I am Commander Nearsight, and I figured we'd take a little look through the new Kroot that just came out. And to be completely honest, I am an avid Tau player. I love my Tau. There's nothing quite like them. As the name implies, I am a lover of being up close and near-sighted. Mostly because, as long as I can remember playing the game, I've wanted to try to run melee Tau, and it just has not been tenable. We kind of have a bad thing of, oh yes, dying every time we get into melee. We're having to shoot our way out. It's not really that fun, and to be honest, we need something to bully a little bit when it comes to close quarters, and the Kroot have always been that. I like to look at us as though we're better guardsmen, because we're about as squishy as the guardsmen are. We're not that durable, not that tanky, but we hit way harder than they do. And I think that the guard do have a couple key units that have been making it possible for them to play a bit more in the midboard that we simply don't, because we're typically stuck to Devilfish and Breachers. So I think that, whereas they have Bulgrin, which come in really, really handy to actually hold stuff in the middle, and also their infantry are just more durable than ours. But these new Kroot coming out give us that opportunity to actually play the mid board and actually mess with people up there and potentially bully them and win. Though they're probably going to be pretty squishy, they will be at least a good, like, if someone's sitting on an objective, we can actually charge, participating in the charge phase. It's amazing, I know. We haven't been able to do it since the Melee Commander from 9th edition. Participating in that phase, and then actually being able to bully things in the fight phase and kill things and take over objectives and control them. So I think that these new Kroot will definitely play well into that. And first, we're going to start off with the newest of the characters that we have here, the Warshaper. And it seems like what they're doing here is they've got two options for us. We've got more of a melee version, and we've got more of a ranged version. And both look awesome. Like, there's one thing that you have to say about everything we see here, and it's the sculpts. The sculpts are absolutely beautiful. They are amazing. They're definitely what the Kroot needed, a nice range refresh. And it will give us a good opportunity to play them in a different style that we're normally used to. It'll probably be the same like hit and run, but instead of them just being cannon fodder and shoved forward, looks like we'll actually have a bit of a better use. And all characters come with their traditional buffs that they give when they're attached to units in 10th edition. And it looks like, I would be willing to guess that either we're going to get more Kroot that are going to be seen here for him to attach to, or it's going to be a buff to specific Kroot units, like the Kroot Carnivores. The ranged one might buff their ranged attacks, and the melee one might give them buffs in melee. Both would be pretty cool. I don't really know, this is kind of all speculation. I think that it might be something akin to like the Guard with their officers. I know I'm going to talk about the Guard probably a little bit too much for a Kroot video, but they're kind of like Catachans but better. So what they're going to be doing will be like maybe giving them special orders to like hit better in combat, shoot better at melee, at a range, not melee. Gosh, and I don't think he's going to be much of a durability boost, which is actually where I think the second guy is going to come into play. The Kroot Flesh Shaper. This guy is much more of a shaman-looking guy, also amazing sculpt, can't get over that one. And he will most likely be giving them the ability to be more durable. Probably, I'd bet a 5-up Field of Pain, probably natively, if I had to guess, because he checks what they eat, gives them buffs. And he looks a bit more melee focused, so there might be a buff in that department too, for as far as like being able to kill and eat people. They might have something similar. I hope it's something more than just their traditional Feel No Pain that they get in melee now. It would, once they kill something in melee, because to be completely honest, it's hard to kill stuff in melee these days. Like, you got power armor, the Kroot really struggle to get through that. If it's like easier, smaller infantry to bully, like Eldar Guardians or just your basic man with a las rifle, or heck, even a lot of the acolytes and stuff from the Genestealer cults, yeah, that's pretty good. But usually we get wiped off the board before we get there, so I hope he adds some durability to them before they actually make it up there. Because the modern Shaper that we have already gives a 6-up Feel No Pain to the unit that he joins, so hopefully there's a bit more going on here with durability, or heck, even a strength boost. But I think the other guy, the general looking one, would probably give a bit better strength boost than him. And now we come to the main meat and potatoes. We've got all of the new Kroot. They look awesome. Looks like they actually have a sergeant now, which is pretty cool. They got a little dog. I hope it gives him an extra attack, or maybe we can give him a special weapon or a special gun or something to make him better in either melee or shooting. Because just about every other unit that I know of that's like basic, like infantry or battle line, their sergeants have something special. The Kroot just don't. They never have. They have shapers, but that doesn't really mean too much. Sure, they get a pulse rifle or whatever, but like it's nice to see that they've got special weapons options now, and potentially they've got maybe Sergeant might have a little bit of a better like ritual bone knife or something. Who knows? It'll be cool. Their scatter looking gun might come into handy, might help them with, it kind of looks like a t-shirt launcher, I've heard some people say, but it might be like one of those like net gun things, you know, like to catch prey, so it might give you a better charge, or it might like slow down your opponent or something. That would be a pretty cool ability to have, and also make the Kroot a bit more durable potentially, because man, these guys are squishy, so I hope that they'll have a nice, like a bigger boost to some of their capabilities in order to make them a bit more durable. I hope they retain their stealth. They definitely need that in order to stay on the tabletop, because a 6-up feel no pain, not 6-up save just does nothing for you. Like they break wind and they're done. Anyways, I digress. So now for probably my favorite, probably my second favorite actually, because the Krootox is by far probably the best model in this range that they showed off. I'm loving it. Like, he is beefy and exactly what you'd expect a Krootox to look like. The one that we have right now, kind of small, kind of weak looking and pretty derpy. But this guy, he looks great. It's phenomenal. Like, and it looks like he's a big t-shirt launcher on his back again too. Or you got the twin Kroot gun. I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, he's probably going to be, currently he's like T5, I think. You can correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. But looking at this, I think his toughness is going up to like 6 or 7. Because like he's beefy. Probably still a 6-up save, maybe a 5-up if we're lucky, but I doubt it. This guy is definitely more of a gun turret for shooting at long ranges, or like holding backfield objectives or something. But he definitely can mess you up in melee. But speaking of messing you up in melee, I think we need to take a look at the real contenders for this, and that is the Krootox Rampagers. These guys are what we needed, 100% what we needed in order to make melee Tau viable. Because gosh, let's be real, we need melee Tau. We have no melee. We need to participate in more of the game, and it's kind of boring just shooting at your opponent the whole time. And it's like, oh, there's like one guy left, and if I charge him, I'm hitting on 5s. There's no way I'm going to be able to kill him. These guys are for that purpose. We desperately needed this. They're going to be our Ogryn. Let's be real. Except they're not going to be as durable as our Ogryn. They're going to hit like a truck in melee, and they're probably going to die just as fast, which is sad to think about, but like these are going to be our Ogryn equivalents, because as long as I can remember, every time I looked at a Krootox, in fact, that's a kit bash of mine that I made. I took Ogryn and I made them my Krootox, because their base sizes were the same, and they're big and beefy. And I was like, yeah, but I want my Ogryn to look kind of, my Krootox to look beefy and stuff. The modern model doesn't look that good, so I kit bashed myself some cool looking Ogryn. But I digress. What I'm getting at here is that these guys will be able to bully the midboard for us, and we'll be able to. They look like they can totally take down Space Marines. They'll be able to take out light infantry too. Like I think that they'll probably struggle into Terminators if I were to guess, but they're definitely going to be much tougher. I give them T5, T6 maybe. That'd be pretty durable. Probably 5-6-up save again though, but I'm willing to bet they've got like 1 or 2 AP on them, and 2 AP is a nice sweet spot right about now, especially in melee. Because if you have a 2-up save, you're pushed to a 4, and it's a 50-50 chance of failing. And if you give your opponent a 50-50 chance, I always think like it'll more often than not go in your favor. Because whenever you need your 50-50 4-up save to work, it usually fails. And I know, because I've had a lot of Fire Warriors have no AP go into them, and they all die. Because I can't roll 4-ups to save my life. Maybe that's just a me problem, but a 50-50 chance is not that good. But I digress. So I'd say that these boys are definitely what the doctor ordered. And not to mention, it's going to be a part of the entire there's more models coming. There's an entire range. You're going to be able to field an entire Kroot army, and I know that some people's dreams they've been like dying to see, and I'm so excited for it. I'm all here for it. It's going to be great. I can't wait to see what else everything comes to, and we'll actually be able to play in midboard a bit more. I think they're going to be definitely a very competitive staple for a long time, and if not, everyone's going to want to play with them because these guys look great. Like, check out the guy that has the huge leaping like jump. Like it looks like one knuckle is holding him on the ground. It's amazing. It's impressive. There was another thing I was worried about, though, and that is the base changing sizes on everything, and whether you'd actually be able to use your old models anymore, or do you have to buy these guys? The characters, obviously, you have to buy, because they have way bigger bases, clearly. I think the new Kroot also have bigger bases, and I'm looking at, like, the Great Gnarl, not the Great Gnarlok, the Krootox, and he definitely has a way bigger base. He's looking like the size of a broadside, if not as big as a broadside, probably at least a Crisis Suit. And the Rampagers definitely have the size of Crisis Suit, so I don't know if you'd still be able to use your old models in game if you're a cheapskate like myself. I think you're going to have to buy and pick up these new ones because their bases definitely look bigger, and portion and size-wise, definitely need the new stuff. But that's just me because I don't want to have to dump my life savings into this game like many of you. But I don't know, just a little food for thought. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully their size is nice and all, but I hope that we'll still be able to use our old models because I built my Bulgrin Krootox pretty recently, and I'd like to still use them, but oh well, who knows? We'll see how it all pans out, and I hope your day goes for the greater good. Catch you little Guevesa later. So, thanks for watching. If you want to comment on anything I said, feel free, and we'll have more for you with the new Kroot updates coming out. Thanks, bye.